Hello everyone. Today I'm coming to you dressed up in full St. Patrick's Day style for a couple of reasons. First of all, as most of you hopefully know, St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, and so I'm a firm believer in starting to celebrate as soon as possible. I think that if I can plan ahead accordingly and get my good luck wishes ahead of all the other people hoping for good luck, the leprechauns will choose me first. All part of my strategic plan. Coincidentally, however, the same holds true when you're planning out a communication strategy. It's always good to think ahead. Think about what might be trending and then really plan out your course ahead of time. You want to be front of the line when media or others are turning and looking for someone in your industry that might have something important to say. In my blog today, I talk about startups that are trying to get ahead of the game when it comes to media relations. This is a pretty difficult thing for a lot of startups to do because they either don't have the skills or money or both to really be prepared when it comes to media relations. That's why a new platform was created called PressFriendly, which is a bit of an automated tutorial system I'd say, for creating news releases and pitching them to media in your industry that might be interested. Now, PressFriendly has a lot of advantages to it. One of them is that it really acts as a great tutorial, taking you through different steps as you're building a news release. Another one, according to the founder, is that it has a great algorithm with matching you with reporters and publications that are perfectly targeted for your industry and what you're pitching. They also have consultants that will help you along the way and make sure you're not making major mistakes. Now, those consultants don't work with you for long periods of times, so the amount of knowledge that they have about you and your business and the message you're really trying to convey is a little bit limited. But it does give startups a great place to start when trying to pitch media on their own. The problem is that a lot of startups and businesses in general are so passionate about what they do, with good reason, and think they're pretty great, and so it's hard for them to see objectively what a good story for a reporter might be. Instead, they end up going out, pitching reporters, and basically just saying, "Kiss me." They're just throwing themselves out there saying, "I'm great, I'm awesome," do a story just on that mere fact. And frankly, reporters don't really want to kiss a lot of startups. They're more interested in writing stories that their community and their readers want to know. They're interested in following the latest trends and breaking news that's going to be interesting to people that follow their publication and is going to be spread pretty broadly through social media and throughout the web and through all readership, drawing a big readership. They don't want to just kiss and tell. That's not a big thing for media anymore, especially in the world that we live in, that there's a lot of great startups and they're all pitching them. So you need to stand out. And how do you do that? You do it by telling a great story that gives them something really interesting to tell their community. It's always about them and not about you. And so, while PressFriendly is a great place for startups to start, there's a few really important tips that I would give to any startup or any business for that matter that wants to use a platform like PressFriendly to start doing their own media relations. 1. Reach out to media first. Don't pitch them. Just introduce yourselves. Build those relationships. Find out what they're talking about. Do your research. And then go from there. That way, when a media outlet or a journalist is interested in covering something in your industry or something that would apply directly to you, you're top of mind, not as someone that's been trying to sell them something, but as someone that has built a relationship and shown yourself to be an expert in the industry. Number 2 would be get outside advice. That doesn't necessarily have to be a PR agency that you're hiring if you can't afford it quite yet. But get some objective advice. It's really hard, especially if you're in a startup situation, but really in any business. It's really hard to be objective. You know, I think I'm pretty great. I think Armin Dietrich is pretty darn amazing. But the difference is, if I was to go out and pitch either myself or AD, I would have a little bit more background and experience because of my skill set and because of, I'm a communications professional. This is what I deal with. So we understand this a little bit better. Other startups that don't necessarily have communications experience are going to struggle with this a little bit more. You're so wrapped up in your own world, and it's very hard to be objective. So go outside of your globe. And I'm not talking about your mom or your best friend, because they're not all that objective either. Go find someone you can trust and get some objective opinions about what the stories are that you can tell journalists, and then go out there and tell them.